Do you get my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. That's odd. I've never been on this end. Google keyword tool. I'm typing with one hand, so forgive me. So suppose I'll search for dog grooming, which is somehow the example always given everywhere. I don't know why. Probably
it's a big profession.
Yeah, I know, but every webinar, every book I read, it always. So you can use it and you see. So it comes up with suggestions, and it says, as you can see, do you see my cursor as well? Or,
yeah.
Let me try. Okay. So you see the search volume for October, for the monthly ones, and it gives you a good indication of how many searches you're going to get if you target that specific keyword. So for example, the first one is mobile dog grooming. I have no idea what that means, but if you were to get a website with that URL as your, say, mobiledoggrooming.com, it will greatly help you to rank for that keyword in Google and Bing and Yahoo. In addition, you see advertiser competition. This is good and bad. If you're doing PPC, which is pay-per-click, it means you're going to have to pay more if you compete on that phrase. However, if you're doing SEO and you want to have an AdSense-based website, it means that if you place ads, you're going to get more money for them. So based on that, I think there's actually yeah, you can see even so it says $1.79 for mobile dog grooming. As far as I know, this is what Google actually charges for PPC. So if you have AdSense, you'll get about a third of that. But still, 50 cents per click, they accumulate, and it's not bad. It's really not a bad phrase to be focused on. So the Google keyword research tool is one of the best tools, and it's free. There's also some paid tools. One of my favorites is Word Tracker, which actually, well, I don't use it now, but it's a very, very good tool. It shows you long tail keywords. In case you're not familiar, long tail is more specific. So you see here dog grooming courses. Long tail could be, how do I find long tail courses? And you could literally take that sentence and incorporate it into a title of an article, and it will make an impact because titles really are important in terms of SEO. Okay, so I think that's a good point to stop with this question. So what's next? So SEO, the other question was, what is SEO? SEO is simply search engine optimization. It means that you optimize your website so that they will better rank. So to an extent, Google doesn't like that. I use Google because they're kind of the king of search engines, and they dictate the tone. But to an extent, everyone optimized. They just don't want it to be too optimized. And in the past, before my time, I know it was very easy to cheat Google in that sense. But now it's getting harder and harder, and as a result, they keep penalizing you for things sometimes which are not fair. I mean, I've been getting Google slaps sometimes for really no reason. Like, for example, one way to get your site ranked is using social media sites. So, for example, Dig. If you create links using Dig, using StumbleUpon, using Propeller, all these build links. However, you need to do it slowly. If you do it too much, then Google will penalize you. And it's happened to me multiple times. Now I just do it not as often. So I see if I can bring up Jane B. Real Estate. So B. Real. I need another hand. So this is probably not WordPress, I'm guessing.
He's a real estate agent, obviously.
Okay, so I want to talk more about penalizing. So I haven't made a list of what is considered bad, but you have to be, there are many, many things that could cause you to be penalizing Google. Off the top of my head, I would say one thing is keyword stuffing. I mean, you need to use the keywords you want to rank for, but don't overdo it. And it's kind of tricky. I mean, it also depends on the length of the document. A second thing is duplicate content. If you have the exact same page, you will be penalized. I mean, Google is very, very good at that. Even partially duplicate content, the more unique it is, the better it is in terms of SEO. So PLR is good, but if 500 people, I'm not going to show an example, but if you search for certain terms, you can see found 10 examples, and Google has omitted 500 more. So you don't want to be one of those 500 that was omitted. So ideally, everything is unique, but one good way is to get a PLR document and just rephrase it. So I see Darren is saying,
what about using the site that's here? How is there any recommendations? I think that's.
To be honest, I would like to see how well it's ranked. I mean, there are many tools that enable you to see how it's ranked, in which position that is for certain phrases. So my favorite is Market Samurai. It's very, very good. You just type a list of keywords, a list of websites, and it shows you the flaws, where it's ranked. Actually, I can show you. I can try and show you at least. Market Samurai. So I can even try to put your Jane's website in it and see what happens. So I wonder which phrase Jane is trying to rank for. So I'll just assume realtor. I mean, it's probably not that, but because that phrase would be really competitive. Usually, it wouldn't be wise to go after a one keyword, but 2 or 3 keywords, because otherwise it's just very competitive. So I'll pick real estate, and forgive me if that's totally the wrong term. This is a great tool, but it's not free. But it's not too expensive either, so you could check rank checker. For example, I assume you can still see my screen, even though it's not a browser. So it looks okay. Oh, yeah, I need to add a domain. Okay. So basically, I'm now checking for the top 100 results for Jane's website. It checks backlink counts, it checks many things, and it doesn't find it in the top 100. So you could do SEO competition. It will show you the top 10 results for that phrase. You have to be a bit careful with that because it could irritate Google. So as you can see, real estate, usually in this tool, red means bad, yellow means, okay, and green means something you can improve on. As you can see, the top 10 for the phrase real estate are very, very, very competitive. BLP stands for backlink pointing at the page, BLD backlinks pointing at the domain, and there's like hundreds of thousands of links. These would be impossible to beat. I mean, I wouldn't even try. Also, it shows the page rank, which is Google's indication of importance, even though lately it's of lesser, it doesn't matter so much. You can still beat a site even if it's not highly ranked in this respect. It shows you domain age, which matters a lot. The older the domain, the more credit it gets from Google's eyes. And also the sandbox effect, which I won't go through that, but oftentimes sites, particularly in competitive niches, for the first 1 to 3, 4 months, they get penalized for no reason. I was told that this happens so Google can combat spammers. I'm not entirely how effective is that, but it's very frustrating. You have a site, it does very well in rankings, and then suddenly it vanishes only to reemerge after 4 months. And it just happens. I mean, it's almost like a law of nature. You have to expect that when you build a new site. So one way to combat that is to just either wait it or buy domains which are not new, which you can do. There's also lots of other things. For example, if you have the title, the keyword in the title, it makes a difference. So as you can see, that this tool shows you if the keyword is in the URL, it makes a difference. If the keyword is in the meta description or in the headline, all these make a big difference in terms of SEO. And this tool really helps you just find that. And I once did a check for one of my own websites, and the only negative was that I didn't use the keyword in the description. So I jumped from number 5 to number 3 in like 2 days or a few days. And it does. It makes a big difference. Okay. So I think that's what I have to talk about this subject. I mean, I don't want to completely dominate it. So what's next?
Oh, great.
So that's perfect. Were there any questions and answers that Udi can address before we switch to Larry about affiliate marketing? I see there's okay, hold on. Udi, there is a question from Lisa Blacker asking if this is Google's way of maintaining their dominance.
In what sense, dominance? I mean, I wish I could hear Lisa.
I think she's referring to in relation to Bing or Yahoo.
Well, it's true for all sites, for all search engines. They just work slightly differently. I think Google is more strict. So, yeah, I would say so. Particularly, well, it's not so much for SEO, but in terms of PPC, there's been massive waves of banning in terms of Google. And I think their rationale is that they're trying to raise the quality of the people who do this, and it's also going to affect SEO. So another topic is, it's not a big topic, but well, link cloaking. For example, Google penalizes you if you use a naked link, naked affiliate link. What I mean by that is if you simply take an affiliate link and put it on your website. Personally, I have not really felt it. I guess because I have sites that have these affiliate links and I have sites that only use cloaked links. So the way to, I've hinted it to deal with it is by having cloaked links. There's a way to do that, but Google, I've been told, has learned how to crack this. So I guess it's a matter of time because this too will be affected. But yeah, I do think Google is trying to maintain quality. Sometimes it does it a bit too harshly, but that's their way. And I think lately there's a trend of being more and more harsh on affiliates. I don't know exactly where this is going to bring us or lead us, but it's just something we have to adapt to. Personally, I'm counting on Bing. But let's see what happens.
Do you think Bing will be the choice of the future for affiliates?
No, but there's such a huge movement. I mean, like I've attended Affiliate Summit a few months ago, and virtually everyone hated Google. I mean, I thought it's just me. And maybe I should not be even saying it now, but everyone felt this way. There's even Frank Kern, a known guru. I think he released a product called Screw Google, because sometimes they're just too harsh. I understand their perspective, and I understand what they're trying to do. But, and it's also likely that if Bing is more successful, that they will go in that direction as well.